Today we are doing our annual reading of this vegetation transect. My crew is recording what is happening along this plane of the transect, identifying the kind of vegetation, identifying the species, and recording what's happening along the ground, whether it's bare soil or litter or vegetation base, a plant base.
Did you get the ardor? Okay, ardor 135 to 270.
Looking both at what's happening along the ground, along the plane of the transect, as well as how much canopy cover each plant is supplying. So those are the two things that are being recorded. The kind of plant, how big it is along that transect, and how big its base is or bare ground or litter.
LL 296.
We're monitoring the changes in the local landscape and comparing it with what we saw 10 and 20 years ago to see if we can identify a bigger climate signal, looking at climate change.
Oh no, I call it PIX. I called it PIX.
You need a lot of data to be able to see those signals, and we're only just now getting to places where we might identify them. Some of our transects are in those treated areas, and other transects are in untreated areas. And the ones in the untreated areas have many more open spaces without grasses and forbs growing. But the ones in the treated areas are often very thick and dense. And I describe them as the hazards of our success. You know, the consequences of our success make it much harder to read our transects because of all those plants that we encounter and run into.
Another boger base, 4095.
So this is part of our long-term ecological studies. It's a permanent vegetation transect that's been in place since 1991. We've coordinated with several other collaborators in the state for over 20 years. We have used at least anywhere from 1 to 3 Student Conservation Association interns each year who come for 6 months or more to help us out with our different ecological studies. Look up Student Conservation Association on the web or Conservation Legacy and Environmental Stewards.